I'm on another level, keep up. On another level, straight up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We have another episode of Self-Made CEOs. We're here for you guys. So essentially, the idea behind this podcast that Elizabeth and I came up with is to be able to inspire, to motivate, and to educate. My name is Irina Jarova, and I've got Elizabeth Canon with me.
Hello. Yes, my name is Elizabeth Canon. I am the owner and founder of Zena Financial Services. We are a commercial finance brokerage based out of Chula Vista, California. Irina, what does your company do?
My company, Digital Dive Marketing, we are a digital marketing company specifically focused for finance professionals and other business-to-business professionals. And today we're going to be talking about setting up your business, those types of foundational things that you need that you're definitely not being taught in school about it, Elizabeth, because we had to learn all of these the hard way. So we wanted to bring you some information, and Elizabeth is going to kick us off with some foundational things that you need in order to start your business.
Yes. So the first thing that people wonder, okay, where do I get started? And since I do talk to startup clients all the time, say hello to Bean. Since I do talk to startup clients all the time, a lot of times I kind of have to advise them how to get going. And I feel confident to do that because I've had to do it myself. So the first question they ask is, what do I do first? Do I need to get a business license, file an LLC? Where do I file an LLC? How do I do it? Do I need to get an attorney? So my answers are simple, but I will preface this, this is just from personal experience. There are experts out there. If you Google it, they're experts abound. So feel free to talk to one of them, but I will just tell you what I have learned based on my experience and my research. So your LLC, there's different ways that you can file it. You can actually just file it yourself with your Secretary of State.
That's what I did.
Yeah. And so a lot of times people okay, the best states to file in are Nevada, Wyoming, or Delaware. Well, I'm here to tell you, just file it where you live and where you do business. That's going to be the easiest way, because even if you do file it in one of these other states, then it's gonna become a foreign filing entity or something like that. So then you'll just have to file it again in your state. So then you're double filing and paying all the taxes and fees that go with that to two states now. So just file it where you live. Second thing is, what do I do first? Do I file my LLC or do I get my business license? An LLC is just a legal entity that's recognized by the state. So you can file an LLC and not do anything with it. It doesn't matter. But a business license is actually what allows you to transact certain types of businesses in a certain locality. So first things first, file the LLC, get that registered, and then you can get your business license. The third question that I get is, do I need business insurance? Not necessarily, but you need to ask yourself, due to your business, could someone sue you? Are you an independent contractor where maybe you go into people's homes and you trip over their sprinkler system, whatever, and you get hurt? Could you possibly be involved in any litigation? Do you sell inventory? Do you have stock sitting around in your home that if, some unfortunate circumstance happen, your inventory gets destroyed or damaged in some way that you can't sell it? Or, for example, I'm someone, I like to pour candles. And so if I send a candle out into the world and due to someone's negligence or maybe something else, the candle burns their house down, they can come after me legally. The equipment that you use, the computer, laptop, phone, any of that, if any of that got destroyed, can you afford to replace it without insurance? So the long story short, long story longer, I guess, is not necessarily, but consider, what the worst case scenario could be, and could you afford to cover that without the insurance?
Absolutely. Elizabeth is always here for you guys when it comes to right on the money. She knows what she's talking about. And if you need any kind of advice regarding funding your business, especially if you're in the commercial space, then definitely you want to turn to Elizabeth for that. So
Thank
mine is a
you.
little bit different because I was, I started my marketing company and now I have a record label. So with my marketing company, I really did just need to file an LLC to get started. I did incorporate now, but that was with some accountants and attorneys' help. So just to get started, I think, you really don't need much. The other thing too is once you start earning any kind of money, you're in business. So what I'm going to tell you guys about is accounting. Okay. So again, just to preface this, I am not an accounting specialist, right? I am just a business owner, but I understand that this is a big headache and it was a really big headache for me. I don't know about how it was for you, Elizabeth. I'm sure probably trying to figure it out.
Yes.
So essentially what it is you want to make it as easy for you to keep records as possible. So as soon as you start earning your first dollar, you should really consider getting a separate bank account for your business. You can even have it at the same account, at the same bank where you already have your checking. It's very simple. You go with your business registration and you set up your business bank account. I took so long to do it. And some of this stuff really is not that hard. It's just not knowing exactly what to do. And once you realize it, like the fear of doing it sometimes is harder than the actual steps. So you're like, oh, I can't do all that. I got to get accounting. I got to get a business license. I got to get business insurance. Just take it one step at a time. So when it comes to accounting, the way that, I really like to keep everything organized is I have my business account, I have my personal account. If I'm spending anything for the business, I'm charging it to the business account. Why? Because you want to have your business expenses all in one place. This is super important because when it comes down to doing your taxes, you do not want to have a nightmare. You want it to be as smooth as possible. So what you really want to do is when it's time to file, you really want to already have everything organized, right? And if you need a bookkeeper, that's cool, hire one. But in the beginning, you get some QuickBooks, the smallest level, and you just start organizing yourself, right? And things start to add up very quickly. So if you're working from home, you get some sort of incentive towards, what you're paying towards your home office. If you're driving to a gig, that's also going to be tax deductible. The vehicle, if you're driving because of your business, and even the gas that you're spending, right? So you have to think about those things. If you're going to a business dinner or a business lunch, that can be a business expense as well. So basically, the most important thing is just to separate your personal expenses and your business expenses as soon as humanly possible, okay? I waited way too long to do that, and there was literally no reason, and the only reason was just fear. So
yes, those are amazing tips, and unfortunately, a lot of us learn the hard way, normally after our first year in business. And we're trying to file our taxes and the accountant or CPA is asking like, okay, where's your business expenses? There's like papers and receipts everywhere. And so, yeah, those are awesome tips, Irina.
Yeah, everything is digital now, guys. Let's get with the program, right? Just because they didn't teach us this in school doesn't mean that everyone else who grew up with a parent who was a business owner wasn't taught these things. That's just the reality of the situation. So if you really want to catch up, because that's really what you're having to do, then you just have to Google it. You have to look at it. You have to ask a few people and definitely contact, someone that that, is a specialist in that space. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today is time management. Honestly, this is huge. This is probably the biggest thing I had to learn. And it's still something that it's constantly evolving and something that I'm constantly learning about. So the way that I like to kind of make sure that all my buckets are being taken care of is I have a color coordinating system. I'll pop it up here for you guys to take a look at kind of what my schedule looks like when I'm juggling all of these different things, juggling different projects, different businesses, different people. So essentially, essentially the 5-color coordinated system that I created simply out of sheer desperation to organize my life. Is really just, I wanted to have these 5 colors. So the first one is going to be gold, for golden opportunities. So anything that's relating to business is going to be in gold. So perfect example, when I met Elizabeth and she was a prospect of mine, when she appeared on my calendar, she was a golden opportunity. Right? And anytime that I speak with Elizabeth, I always have it in gold because she's a golden opportunity. You never know when you could upsell a particular client. There's just so many things that you can do. So you really don't want to have it not stand out on your calendar. You want to make sure that those things are not the things you move around, right? Those are kind of fixated. Then you have one more for business. There's only 2 for business, believe it or not. The other one is orange, which is just stuff you gotta do. Okay, it's just things you gotta do. So filing your LLC, or organizing your desk drawers, or whatever it is that you're like, I can't contact a prospect unless I do this thing. Well, then put it on your calendar and mark it in orange. It's just orange. It's just stuff you got to do. And the last 3 are actually all about your personal life, because again, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So if you really want to get to the finish line, you want to have a successful business or 2 or 3, you're going to need to have some kind of life. Right, Elizabeth? So
I have the balance.
It's the scales, right? We're constantly balancing. So the first one is, I always talk about it, mindset, right? You got to take care of that mindset. I mark that in baby blue. So if it's a call with a therapist, if it's meditation, if it's a mindset app, if it's anything dealing with your mind, right? Or even if you're watching something that's really interesting to you that you think is about the mind or helping you somehow with your mindset, just mark it in baby blue. So you know you've got that covered. The second thing is your health, the physical health of your body, right? Because you can't do anything. You can't help your clients. You can't help yourself. You can't help your family if you don't feel well. So it's really important to take care of yourself. I mark that in green, right? When I eat, I know it's kind of crazy. Like, you mark when you eat. Yes, I mark when I eat. I mark when I exercise. Everything that I'm doing, if I go outside and I'm exercising, guys, it's going on my calendar and it's being marked in green. And this way I could know if I haven't done it in a couple of days and I'm feeling like I'm dragging, I know why, right? I just look at my calendar. Oh my God, there's no green. I forgot about myself this week. And then the last thing is something that I actually added recently, Elizabeth, is purple, which for me is just something that stands out on my calendar. It makes no sense with all the other colors, and it just pops right out at me, and it's to have some fun.
Nice.
So that's
Love
where
it.
I'm going to end it off for you guys. You got to remember to balance this whole entire journey, and you got to be able to have some fun. So anything that you consider is fun, going out with friends. For me, it's recording my music, doing really fun stuff, recording my music videos. That's all purple on my calendar.
That's awesome. I absolutely love that. And I think, Irina, I don't have color codes, but I have started putting more things on my calendar. And I do notice that, things don't tend to get interrupted, because a lot of times people try to schedule meetings with you and it just shows availability. And if you're just available all day, if it shows available, people just schedule meetings, and you're like, oh, I had a mindset thing I was supposed to do. Oh, never mind. I'll just do that one later. And then you don't get to it. So it actually shows your time blocked off, even to people outside of your organization. They don't know what you're doing. They just know you're busy.
Yeah, I was going to say that most people really only track the golden opportunities. That's all they're tracking. So everything else kind of gets pushed aside. Even the to-do things, right? They get pushed aside. Even your mindset, your health, your family, everything just gets pushed aside. And of course, you just can't live like that. So it's just an impossible mission. And that's why so many people burn out. So many people, don't get over the threshold of when someone first starts their business, there's like a failure rate. And it's very, very high. And I think it's because of this. They're only tracking the golden opportunities, which is great. But if you're not tracking anything else in your life, then you don't know what you need improvement in.
Yeah. No, those are awesome tips. I think I'm going to start color coding.
I would love to hear your journey, guys. So if this sounded like something you really enjoyed, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. It's a brand new podcast to help you guys on your journey and your entrepreneurial journey. You can do this just like we did.
Yes, if we can do it, so can you. And we really do hope that you found some value in this content. And we will be back for the next one before you can say lickety split.
I'm on another level, keep up. On another level, straight up.